What is up, everybody? This is Alex from IHE TV. And I did it. I watched it. I watched the TV show, Chainsaw Man, the first season. I got enough comments on my review of the movie making fun of me.
What kind of weirdo watches the movie without watching the full Chainsaw Man show?
And I mean, I enjoyed the hell out of it enough to go back and watch this. Full spoilers, by the way. So I didn't mention in my last video that Fujimoto was somewhat in my mind because I watched Look Back. You can hear my discussion on Sardonicast if you search that up. But I thought it was excellent, and the kind of autobiographical elements that were clearly based on his life really make sense to me now. So what did I think of the first season? I thought it was really solid. I like the characters, I like the world, I think the plot is interesting. It's not the most original thing as far as the plot is concerned, but it has the beats I like, the big question marks and mysteries and rules and hidden villains, and there's a lot of intrigue that keeps it interesting, and it doesn't feel too formulaic as far as I was a bit concerned of it being a bit of a creature of the week, monster of the week kind of structure, which again, I don't really have anything inherently against. It's just a question of how formulaic you want to be, and I found the show to be pretty unpredictable and didn't treat many characters as sacred. So despite the goofiness and silliness of the world, there is some kind of feeling of stakes or tension. Gotta shout out the Dibby thing. Maybe an S-tier Dibby. I annoyed some people in my review of the movie saying that the main character kind of has quote-unquote teenage problems, and some people took that as reducing him as a character. But I guess a detail I would have missed from the movie is his kind of backstory of how dark and sad it is, the place he's coming from and his perspective being so kind of detached and unusual, with him basically being a Yakuza slave. He can barely read Japanese. He was basically an abused child, which makes the angle with him, I mean, he's only like 16, so he's like a horn dog and he wants to experience all the things an average 16-year-old wants to experience, which manifests in the writing in a really charming way with this main character. I really like how he doesn't even really realize how much of a victim he is. It doesn't bring him to like a mopey place. He's actually appreciative of the smaller things in a way most other characters aren't, because his bar is so low where like as long as he's getting fed, he's kind of like, man, life's good. He's a really charming main character who's also kind of unhinged. Whenever he turns into Chainsaw Man and starts cackling, it's like an infectious energy. It was almost reminding me of like a RoboCop or something with how brutal his origin is. Before this is a huge compliment. It was really reminding me of Last Man, a show I got into a couple years ago. French animated series no one has seen, but I'd highly recommend, with that kind of similar tone where it's goofy but has kind of cosmic horror and body horror, and is a little bit more of a creature of the week kind of structure, but very short episodes. Yeah, this kind of flew by. Like, I just couldn't stop watching it. I just watched it in one giant chunk. Loved all these weird creature designs. It had a nice escalation with that, where it's like, yeah, you're introduced to the concept of the devils, and how there's like a devil for every concept, with them talking about this gun devil and whatever that's going to be. It's kind of reminding me of when I first got into Attack on Titan, and there was such a time gap between each season, where I just kind of kept seeing spoilers online and it's just like, fuck it, I'm just going to read the whole thing. Kind of tempted to do that with this. I know it's not finished, but from what I can infer, it only gets better and builds on itself. And that's kind of the vibe I got from the first season, that it was like, by the time we're at like season 3 or 4, I feel like season 1 will probably be the weakest one, just because of the nature of, it's setting down the basics, the characters. There's so much left open or unexplained intentionally. I don't know, it's a nice feeling. It's like the start of a new book. Where's it going to go? What are they going to do? The movie was more kind of spectacle action, which makes sense. You have that like shorter overall runtime. You can really maximize the budget for the big action. But it was some of the concept stuff that was really winning me over, like the devil that traps you in the hotel floor, and getting all the context of the Aki character I thought was awesome, with the sword, the cursed sword. Really love the idea of a character that has like a fixed amount of time that he knows he has left. Yeah, looking at it's only 12 episodes. Yeah, I like that, going from the kind of zombie devil stuff with the Yakuza, going up to the like bat devil, which was a really creepy design, and just escalating and escalating until you get to the gun devil and wherever that's going to go. Another thing I wasn't sure about was how much of a downgrade the animation would have compared to the movie. It's kind of like an unfair expectation, but I thought it looked fantastic. Loads of great character animation. One of the things that kind of surprised me, because it's been a pet peeve of mine for a lot of animated stuff, when they integrate 3D elements that don't really mesh. Like, it's a hard thing to do, and I didn't think in the movie at all it even stood out for a moment. I thought visually it was pretty much perfection. But the 3D model stuff wasn't actually that distracting to me in the show. I was into the characters, I was into the concept behind the action, the voice acting was selling it. I accidentally started it in English and was like, oh my god, this is horrifying. And after 2 minutes changed it over. I don't know how you dub people do it. But yeah, with the 3D, I can't keep showing all this blood stuff. I'm struggling to find frames because there's so much blood and gore in the show. YouTube doesn't like that. Maybe this will do. So yeah, one of the things about the Chainsaw Man character design is that it's so complicated. It is so ridiculously complicated to animate. Just the amount of detail, like on his neck area and the way he's required to move and everything. Like, I totally get why you'd make that decision, and I think they make it work. Like, I was way more kind of pulled out by the CG Titans from Attack on Titan, for example. There's something about that tone as well. It's so maximalist and crazy. So my favorite characters were Aki. I love the trope of the revenge from childhood type thing. The way that's communicated through the opening of the show is really elegant and well done. And just time efficient. Like, it just moves so quick. All the stuff with the cigarettes and whatnot. There's a nice amount of like character depth there. Also really into this Makima character. She's one of the more intriguing personalities where it's like, what is going on with you? Secretive in a way I find really alluring. I think this power character needs some more development. I'm sure it comes, but I feel like I still need to be won over on her. Although I like her kind of wild card nature that she adds. What else have Mappa worked on? Yeah, the only other one I've seen is Attack on Titan from this list. I like how Denji's backstory kind of informs his dialogue, where he's like, must be nice to have admirable dreams, when he's being like made fun of for how lowbrow other characters interpret him to be, and it's like a 16-year-old, like, back off. Last couple things, I thought it was cool the way they, I'm pretty sure, integrated a lot of rotoscoping, probably to help with actually getting it made. But I thought the mixed medium stuff was very well done. I also thought it was cool how the ending credits and song was different each time. That added a nice flavor. So as far as how it affects the movie for me, I'd have to watch it again probably, and I'm not going to do that immediately. But it definitely improves elements of it, obviously. But I still think overall, most of my thoughts on it are the same. You just have some context as to who these random side characters are, or not so random. So yeah, I'm kind of fully sold on this. I'll definitely watch more of it. This was a great recommendation. So thanks everybody for pressuring me into watching it. I'd probably rate it around the same as the movie, maybe slightly higher. I don't know, they're kind of different, even though they have the same characters. The pacing and structure and stylings of a TV show versus a movie can often be different, so I'm not going to give it a number for now. My words should be enough. So let me know your thoughts on the show. When are we even going to get another season? I have no idea. So basically it's going to be years, right? It's going to be a long time. Is this going to be like an Invincible situation where the scale gets so big that it's almost going to need like movies to summarize some of the arcs or big moments? I know Invincible's not doing that, but that would be really cool actually if it was like a season then a movie, a season then a movie. I don't know how the overall story is structured, if that even makes sense, but I'm rambling now, so let me know your thoughts. See you on the next vid. Bye!